Hey guys, welcome back. Today, I'm looking at the latest album from Imagine Dragons, which was just released last week. I was excited for this album as I am a fan of them. I feel this was an improvement from Mercury Act 1, which was released in September 2021, and I honestly didn't expect for a part two like this quick within a year, but I mean they did write a ton of tracks at one time, so I kind of get coming out almost a year later with the part two. Overall, I feel this album was put together better than Act 1 and just felt complete in a way. There are a few tracks I don't care for on Act 2, but overall, I feel it was a strong album. I wouldn't say this is my favorite album of theirs, but it is good enough for me if I want to take my mind off something and escape reality for about an hour. This is also the longest album we've seen from them in a while, and especially for a standard edition. Let's hop into it and see my overall thoughts of this album. This is their sixth studio album that was released last Friday, July 1st, 2022. The album has a runtime of about 58 minutes and currently has two singles at the time of this recording. They are Bones and Sharks. The album was packaged with Act 1 upon release, and I plan on reviewing both acts together later this year, just like I did for Justin Timberlake's The 2020 Experience. I reviewed both those albums separately and, together overall, just to break it down for both separate albums and overall thoughts for both of them together. I'll definitely hit on anything I missed from Act 1's video, as well as anything that may have changed within the last year, as I've been listening to some tracks off that album and still trying to take it in, as well as, this album, still listening to it a little more, as at this point, it's been out for a week, finding out why I like more, why I dislike more, and honestly, some of these things may change between this video and whenever I do get that Mercury Complete Collection video out. I'd like to note real quick that I do own a copy of Act 1 already, which is unfortunate, but I kind of was expecting Act 2 to be sold separately in a way, so here's my copy of Act 1 right here, but I don't mind having this copy of having both Acts 1 and 2, as, in a way, I kind of have a second copy of Act 1, and on this copy, I do get a bonus track, which is on that version of Act 1. The bonus track here on the Complete Edition is Enemy, which has a verse from Jid. Overall, decent song, but, currently I feel like it's, just an overplayed song. I don't mind the track, but, again, I just feel like it's an overplayed song at the moment, and you practically hear it all over the place. Rick Rubin hops back on to help produce Act 2, as well as the band themselves. I believe they have produced every single album of their own, the band themselves. The overall theme of this album is practically a continuation of the first. The first album was somewhat about death and, losing someone, and that sort of thing. Here, on Act 2, it shows that you're grieving over someone who is no longer with you that you loved. Now, I'll quickly mention here that this is the first and only stereo album so far that contains a feature. The feature on Act 2 is Corey Henry. Now, unless you're talking about the complete collection, there are a total of 2 features on the album. On Act 1, it is Jid, and on Act 2, again, it is Corey Henry. Now, let's go check out some of the tracks. We start the album off with Bones. In some ways, it's an enjoyable track, but I don't feel it's one of their best tracks to date. I feel the toned down or dubbed vocals really do anything or add much of anything to the track. It's nice that they're there, but to me, it just kind of seems odd, doesn't really fit in with the track overall. I didn't feel there was a great symphony. I liked the references to how life can be like one, and how practically everyone has different sounds and functions. I feel I was unimpressed with vocals on this track, as in a way they were kind of like laid back and at some points kind of boring or flat. I did somewhat enjoy the little touches of instruments they did mention throughout the lyrics. That was one of the more enjoyable aspects of the track. Sharks is the third track on the album. I really wasn't a big fan of this track upon release a few weeks ago. After a few more listens, I don't think it's a bad track, but again, it's not one of their best to date. I find the instrumental interesting, however. Lyrically, it seems like there are people who think they are better than you, who may be out there to try and get you in some shape or form. Well, it only took 4 tracks to find a track I enjoy. I feel I kinda related to I Don't Like Myself. I felt there was some emotion in the vocals on this track. I felt the instrumental was decent too. Lyrically, it's about how you may bring yourself down because you may compare yourself to someone else and think you may not be good enough for them or even yourself. You're just here doing your thing, doing whatever you possibly can. As of now, I don't really mind Blur, but it's one of those tracks that are just there. Who knows? I may end up liking this track in a few months when I can Mercury as a complete collection. So we get a little trap instrumental added on this track. But I mean, I've seen some of the instrumentals were inspired from the rap genre upon Act 2. Vocally, I feel there were some ups and downs. I didn't think it was worse at times, while I didn't think it was really the best on the track. I feel I was reminded of a slow track of theirs that could have been on Evolve or Origins when I heard Crushed. I feel it had some type of feel that would have landed a spot on one of those 2 albums. I feel it was enjoyable as a slow track with some decent higher vocals. Now, let's don't get confused with the Eagles, but let's take it easy. I thought the overall theme was decent. Life may be a mess, but we have to figure everything out. We don't know what's going to happen, but we know that we know what we're like and can figure out what others may be like. I feel at times Inchmel was just overshadowing the vocals, but that's overall my only dislike of this track. But, again, it may be different in a few months when I hit on both acts as a whole. Ferris Wheel is another slow track on the album I enjoy. I loved how it was put together lyrically, vocally, and instrumentally. I feel the instrumental was light and calming while trying to make you think you're somewhere else. Lyrically, I feel that they're getting to everything will be alright, no matter what. You have to trust who you like, even if you have been through some trouble with them. Don't we wish we all were younger again, or could stay young forever? I honestly feel like this instrumental came from one of their first few albums. Remind me of, those early days. Even though I've been listening to them since 2012, so not really like the start, but kind of, the start in a way. So yeah, I feel it was a great upbeat instrumental. I feel the lyrics reminisce on events from when you were younger. You think a lot of the good times from then, as well as how easy you had as compared to now. You remember all the people from school you used to see and talk to, as many of them have either passed away or moved on and, doing something they may enjoy. Hopefully they are doing something they enjoy now. I've been hooked on I Wish since my first listen to the track. I feel it is a great emotional song. I feel there were some great vocals amongst this piano-led track. I feel we've all had these times or worried about these times. You wish you could go back in time and be there to see someone one last time before they go. You would do anything for just to see them again. You're thinking of this person and how it could have worked out differently. I feel They Don't Know You Like I Do was a decent track to end the album off with. I feel it was another decent track explaining why you shouldn't judge people without really knowing them, or knowing them at all in the first place. Some of my favorites coming off of Act 2 include I Wish, Younger, and Ferris Wheel. Today, I'll be giving this album a 4 out of 5. I believe I gave Act 1 a 3.5 out of 5, but I honestly feel, as of now, Act 2 is a step up from Act 1, but I feel there are a few issues on this album as well. I hope y'all enjoy this video. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Next week, I will be looking at the best of Billy Ray Cyrus, cover to cover by Billy Ray Cyrus.